I'm going to show you how to subtract two fractions with an unlike denominator. That means two denominators that are not the same. So you remember what a denominator is. The denominator is the bottom number on the fraction, and it shows how many parts the whole is divided into. We can see this on the fraction circles. The brown shows halves. This shows that the whole has been divided into two equal halves. The other fraction we have is 6/10. We can see on the purple fraction circles that that whole has been divided into 10 equal parts. So the first thing I need to do to solve this problem is find a common denominator. There are several ways that I can do this. One way is to use my fraction chart. I can look to see if halves are multiples of 10 by drawing a straight line down the halves all the way to tenths to see if they are equal. And I can see that 1/2 is equal to 2/4, 3/6, 4/8, 5/10, and 6/12. So I have found that 2 is a multiple of 10 and that 1/2 is equal to 5/10. I do not need to rewrite 6/10 because it already has our common denominator. I can check to see if my denominator is correct. If 2 is a multiple of 10, then I know that I have the correct common denominator. So to find out that, I can skip count, taking the smaller denominator and skip counting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, there it is. So 2 is a multiple of 10 because 2 times 5 is 10. So I can check to make sure that 1/2 is equal to 5/10 by using my multiplication. I know that 2 times 5 equals 10. So if I multiply the numerator by 5, I will get an equivalent fraction. 1 times 5 is 5. So I know my equivalent fraction is correct, so now I can do my subtraction. 6/10 minus 5/10 is 1/10. I can check that because I can see here on the chart, this is 5/10, so I can see that if I had 6/10 and I took away 5 of those tenths, I would only have 1/10 left. So I can use the chart to verify my answer as well. Let's try another problem. In this problem, we are going to subtract 2/3, 2/9 from 2/3, or 2/3 minus 2/9. So my denominators are not common denominators, so I am going to get my tools out. I know that I can use multiples, and I know that I can use my fraction chart. So I'm going to grab my chart. Now, when I look on my chart, I do see thirds, but I do not see ninths. So ninths would be right here, and they go from eighths to tenths. So I am not going to really be able to use this chart to find out an equivalent fraction for 2/3 in ninths. I'm not even going to be able to decide if 3 is a multiple of 9. So I'm going to need to use my multiples strategy because my fraction chart is not going to help me for this problem. So my denominators are 3 and 9. 3 is the smaller denominator, so that is the one that I will skip count by. So 3, 6, 9, there it is. 3 times 3 I know is 9, so I know that ninths is the common denominator. So 2/9 can stay the same, and 2/3 needs to become ninths. Now, I know that I multiplied 3 times 3 to get 9 because I skip counted 3 times, right? 3 times 1 times 2 and times 3. So I need to multiply the numerator by that same number to get an equivalent fraction. So 3 times 3 is 9, so 2 times 3 is 6. Now I have the new equation, and I can subtract 2 ninths minus 6 ninths minus 2 ninths equals 4 ninths. Let's try another problem. In this problem, we are going to subtract 4/36 from 5 ninths. Now, we do not have a common denominator, and I already know that ninths is not on my chart and that my chart only goes till twelfths. So I'm not going to get out my fraction chart because I don't think it'll be helpful for this problem. So I'm going to need to use the multiple strategy. So I'm going to first decide if one is a multiple of the other. So the smallest denominator is ninths. So that is the number that I'm going to skip count by. So 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, 9 times 3 is 27, 9 times 4 is 36. Oh, there it is. Okay. So 36 is the common denominator, and so 4/36 can stay where it is. And I need to rename 5 ninths with a denominator of 36. So I can see, I know how this pattern works, right? Times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4. So I know that I multiplied by 4. So 9 times 4 is 36. So 5 needs to be multiplied by 4 to get the numerator. 5 times 4 is 20. So now I have 20/36 minus 4/36. I have a common denominator. I've checked all my math. Alrighty, and now I'm ready to do my subtraction. 20 minus 4 is 16/36. And there you go. So now it's your turn. Remember to use all the tools in your tool chest. You can check over your answers that way, and you can make sure that you are doing the problem accurately. Watch this video as many times as you need until you master subtracting two fractions with unlike denominators.